Hey, you're good.
We're good. Welcome to the meeting. We'll come to order our February 2025 meeting, Mayor Board, Mayor and Alderman. And let's see, Eddie Blazer, preacher, if you'll lead us a prayer.
Dear kind and gracious Father, we thank you again today for your tremendous love and your mercy, your kindness and goodness to us today. Heavenly Father, today we just pray that you would be the leader of this meeting today and the success of the meeting will contribute to you. And Lord, we'll give you praise for all that you do. In Jesus' lovely name. Amen.
Thank you. Okay, let's see here. Mark, please pledge.
Attention, salute the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Seth, would you like to call the roll?
Let's go. Alderman Day,
Here.
Alderman Lemon,
Here.
Alderman Phillips,
Here.
Vice Mayor Radford,
Here.
Mayor McIntyre.
Here. Okay, do we hear a motion approval on the January 2025 meeting?
Make a
The
motion.
minutes on the meeting.
Motion to approve. Second.
Call the roll. Any discussion?
Alderman Day,
Yes.
Alderman Lemon,
Yes.
Alderman Phillips,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Radford,
Yes.
Mayor McIntyre.
Yes. Okay, opportunity for citizens comment.
I think virtually everybody knows me, that's for sure. And I know I probably sound like a broken record going over and over and over again. But this came to my mind here a couple of weeks ago, something like that, or a week ago. Something I learned in civics in high school there in the early 60s. Governmental municipality, which that's what the city of Unicoi is, that's what any incorporated city is, to my understanding and everything. And the one thing that stood out to me from the teacher was, what was that town's people, their duty, I won't say duty, they do the words, was that is to take care of their people. Everybody here will agree with me. Well, some instances that's true and some others are not, but what I've been talking to you all about, definitely from our county all the way to our federal government, the situation that we have had down there with this asphalt plant, fault quarrying trucks, so on and so forth. Virtually, everybody's turned their back on us, except you people, which the prior mayor, Kathy, was here, there wasn't any problem, because the place was shut down. The asphalt plant was shut down, and everything, and, you know, things were back a little bit like they used to be, and everything. But I appreciate what you people have done and trying to do, and so on and so forth. But it's not only those trucks, it's the local traffic too. I mean, tell you, they go in and out of that road. Part of it gets rough now, you're not gonna go through that. Anyway, the situation with the trucks is the same as it has been. When I'm up there around the barn somewhere, they see me, for pretty soon. Then, when I'm not up there and I can see well from where I live, it's the business back as usual. But one positive, I will say, the jailbreaking has slowed down from what it was. And I brought a handout, gave it to the mayor there. The guy over in Carter County on Landfill Road, to my knowing that goes to the Carter County landfill. And he let it get to him, I guess, worse than what I did. Which I went to Attorney Hull one time and talked to him about this a few years ago. He was DA over courthouse. But that is just an example of what these people, and that article, and no doubt in my mind for what went on there, it virtually got set up, if you want to use that term. So them stopping in front of his house and everything should have never happened, and they shouldn't have been doing what they were doing. And yes, Tennessee does have a jailbreak law. It ain't called a jailbreak law, it's called a compression release. Mark, you being a truck driver, former truck driver, but that is with a certain type of exhaust, which is not straight pipes, and it's not with the baffles out mufflers and this and that and the other. And folks, honestly, what happens on this interstate, I care less. I'm talking about our local roads in the neighborhoods and so on and so forth. But just wanted to run that by you, what they're on the noise and everything, and we need a noise ordinance in this town, is all there is to it. Some of these kids, some of these buzz bombs, or whatever you want to call them, I don't know what you call them. If this had gone on when I was growing up, when I started driving, I'd have got ticketed. Is all there is to it. And, you know, that was then, I know this is now. On these roads, has anybody been in contact, or whatever, with FEMA, or is the county gonna take care of it, or? I know the way the county looks at us at times, you know, we're over here and they're over there. But these roads, right out here at Funeral Home, down to where I live, they're gonna be in terrible shape in spring or early summer or whatever. I was told, which I know this isn't in the city, but 107 up the code, going over Field Dam, trucks are tore it all to pieces. And to no doubt, it's the same deal with Rock Creek going over there, which I know that's the city of Irving and everything, but it used those as examples. But for what it's going to cost the city to repave from over here down to the county line, it's going to be a phenomenal amount of money to me, whatever it is. But the way FEMA's been doing and everything, they pay 75%, which I stand to be corrected on any of this, but the state's been paying 20%, and then where it be the city, county, or whatever, paying 5%, something like that. But to no doubt in my mind, this is gonna go on another 2 years, and then there's gonna be about 3 years of paving going on around here. Because you take the interstate, oh, mercy, that's like being up north. The way to shape this road, you know, over here now and everything. But I just wanted to bring that up, and on the speed bumps, you know, what Kevin told me, you know, we're on the same page, and if I can be of any help or anything like that, all you gotta do is come see me, call me, or whatever. But that has got to be controlled, and there's one way or the other. But thank you for your time. I'm gonna do like I usually do, leave this bad spine, I'm gonna excuse myself. Y'all have a good meeting. Thank you for the time.
Thank you for being here.
Any questions, anybody?
Thank you for your comments. Appreciate it.
Folks, thank you.
Thank you. And Richard, we'll be in touch with you.
Yeah.
We'll be in touch with you. Do we have other citizens?
I have nothing to say.
No, we'll move on to old business then.
Okay. I thought you was gonna talk to us tonight.
No, sir.
Okay. Old business. All right, we're on ordinance 2025-325, and that's Charles and Jessica Bird's property. We're gonna have a second reading on it for rezone. And that's from low density to agriculture. It's already been passed. It's already been through one time, so we're gonna do the second reading on that, so. Yes,
Second.
Seth, you wanna call?
Yes, sir. We also have to have a public hearing, so Todd, would you like to expand on?
Basically, before you can take a vote, you just need to.
Yeah, well, I was going to, ask if anybody, has anybody got any comments on that?
You're good. You got to have a public hearing, so I'm just gotta make sure.
Okay. Good deal.
Alderman Day,
Yes.
Alderman Lemon,
Yes.
Alderman Phillips,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Radford,
Yes.
Mayor McIntyre.
Yes. Okay, unfinished business, none. Other business, none. All right, we got new business. We got rezone of Allison Woodward. And that's on the golf course. This is first reading on it. Is there any discussion on that? Do I hear a motion? Motion?
Yeah, motion approved.
Second.
Mark.
Alderman Day,
Yes.
Alderman Lemon,
Yes.
Alderman Phillips,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Radford,
Yes.
Mayor McIntyre.
Yes. Okay, the next thing we have ordinance 2025-326, and that is a purchasing limit for the employees. They still have to go through SED to buy, but this hadn't been updated for 20 years, and it was at $50, and we're going to change that to $250. So is there any discussion on that? And that $250, they can go through SED, anything over that, the board has to approve it. So that's where we're at on that. Okay, any discussion?
Motion approved.
Second.
Alderman Day,
Yes.
Alderman Lemon,
Yes.
Alderman Phillips,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Radford,
Yes.
Mayor McIntyre.
Yes. Okay, our next ordinance is 2025-327, and that's an ordinance for the town. It's on municipal code 13, and by adding chapter 2 to 13, what that is, it's a slum clearance. People that buy property in Unicoi, if this passes from now on, if it's dangerous, it's unhealthy, whatever. If it's a hazard, then it will be, we can have a law against that. So is there any discussion on that?
I have a question, Mr. Mayor. As you go out of town towards my property in Richards, there's a great cinder block building on the left side of the road there where that trailer used to be.
Yes, sir.
Took us a while to get rid of that. Does that qualify as a slum? I don't know that there's anybody living in it at the moment, but if you look at the property around it, when I say the property,
There's all sorts of junk materials around it. I mean, it looks like a dump site. Does that qualify as something that would qualify under this?
Well, under this ordinance, the property has to change hands.
No, to answer your question, basically what this gives, it gives the code enforcement officer more teeth than what we have now in our ordinances and our zoning and all that. Yeah, so it's a process, and it depends on the condition, you know, if it's lived in, it's unfit, doesn't meet the zoning regulations, things like that. So it's a process, so I can't give you like the generic answer or a specific answer to that particular property, but it's something that the building inspector and code enforcement can look at and make an assessment. And then it gives them a process of what to do if it's not kept up. Okay?
Thanks.
Allison?
And just a clarifying question on that, that's for all existing properties, correct? Like this new ordinance or new law will be able to address some concerns. Like I've called in on a property before that was only gotten worse. And so I just didn't know if this would, it's not like grandfathering people who are abusing the current ordinance.
It will to a certain extent, because you can't punish somebody for a law that did not exist. But it gives you something moving forward. So if the condition of the property is at one state now and continues to deteriorate, then there could be a remedy through this ordinance.
So it would just be a reassessment of current condition.
Yes.
Okay,
You know, it's not like we can go out to the property tomorrow and say you're in violation.
okay.
Okay?
It's just my opinion on it, I think it's a wonderful idea personally, because I think beautiful is beautiful. I just don't want harsher standards to be put on the good people trying to move here and do the right thing, and nothing get done with people who have treated it poorly in the past, if that makes sense. So that's why I asked that question, I wanted to make sure that a standard would be set for existing property owners to be at the same level that we expect people. Does that make sense, what I'm trying to say? Or am I kind of all over the place on that?
Well, and the goal is, you know, the properties that are about to fall out, that we really can't do anything with now, because we don't have a strong enough ordinance,
Yes.
you know, so, you know,
Oh, no, I'm all for it. I hope everybody.
yeah, that's the goal, and this is something new that has been brought out through MTAS, which is the municipal training people, and all that, so it's kind of a new thing for everybody, and all that, so there's gonna be some probably tweaking to it as cities pass this type of ordinance.
Is there a certain timeframe this was effect? Does it take 6 months, 2 years?
What, it goes into effect upon the second reading technically, but, you know,
Would you look at a property, do you give 6 months to improve it, or just decide with this, or does it take a couple of years to decide with it? If it's existing property.
it's a case-by-case basis because every property's gonna be different. And it depends on what the condition is. Of course, the town's gonna work with them to get up to code or whatever. It's not like we won't start tearing down houses or, you know, putting lanes or anything like that. You know, it's just giving us more authority to say, you gotta fix up your property, you know. We're not gonna go out and mow your yard for you, anything like that, but
It just gives us something to work with in the future. You know, like it's accident prone, you know, ventilation, if it's unsafe living quarters for people. And, of course, you know, there's one thing we're working on that's been a real problem. And so if that changes hands, you know, that's when really it Todd, that's when that kicks in.
What about this danger to the public around?
About what now?
This danger, say that crime.
Right. And see, that's in our also, I mean, it would deter crime, homeless people. and that sort of thing. So that just gives us something to work with. I mean, we're not telling people how to live, but if you've got something that destroys your property value right beside of you, it's not right. I mean, for you. So that's what we're doing now. We're just trying to get that in motion so we can kind of control, what we got here. So, and this will take 2 readings, you can come back next month if you got different ideas about this, good or bad. That's what we're here for. And so is there any other discussion on that?
And I'll say it's a process, you have to give them notice, you have to file a complaint, outline exactly what the issue is, reasonable time to fix it, type of things. This is just spelling out that process.
There's all different kinds of property, and some people are living right now in a pretty bad situation. So gotta give us something to work with. If there's no more discussion, we'll take a motion on it.
Motion approved.
Second,
Alderman Day,
Yes.
Alderman Lemon,
yes.
Alderman Phillips,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Radford,
Yes,
Mayor McIntyre.
Yes. Okay, the next ordinance we have 2025-328. And that is an ordinance to setting ordinance of business and regular meeting of the Unicoi Board Mayor and Alderman. And that's just to set regular meetings. Is there any discussion on that?
And I will say this, it doesn't change the way you're doing meetings now, it's just codifying it in the ordinance. One of the recommendations on open meetings that they recommend is in the code.
motion to approve.
Second.
Alderman Day,
Yes.
Alderman Lemon,
Yes.
Alderman Phillips,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Radford,
Yes,
Mayor McIntyre.
Yes. Okay, the next ordinance is 2025-329, and that is an ordinance for setting day, time, and place of regular meetings of the Unicoi Board Mayor and Alderman.
And again, it changes nothing from standard practice, it's just, if somebody was to go online, it's moving here, that doesn't know we have the website or the Facebook page, they look at our code, there's nothing in our code that says when and where we meet.
I think it was just like, we done it, but there wasn't really a set.
Right, wasn't in writing.
Right. So that's what we're doing here. Any discussion?
motion to approve.
Second.
Alderman Day,
Yes.
Alderman Lemon,
Yes.
Alderman Phillips,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Radford,
Yes,
Mayor McIntyre.
Yes. Our next thing is ordinance 2025-330, and that's for rezoning on Honeycutt Road for Jim and Danielle Spot. And what it is, they've got a low, medium density right now, residential, and they bought some property beside their property, and they want to get that changed over to agriculture. So,
and also the planning board already went in that and recommended it to the,
yeah, the planning board's they've already went before the planning board.
Motion approved.
second.
Alderman Day,
Yes.
Alderman Lemon,
Yes.
Alderman Phillips,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Radford,
Yes,
Mayor McIntyre.
Yes. Okay. Economic Development, Austin Finch.
not Chris.
He's not here today. Okay, Historic Association, that'd be Lisa Willis.
do a lot of things last year, so we're kind of vamped it up this year because it seems like everybody done let it down. You need to do what they usually do. So, we're going to try to get our garden going, and do above ground boxes and do flowers and herbs instead of trying to do vegetables and stuff because the animals usually get. So, and then we're going to try to do a day a month with, people that have problems. They call it problem projects, like if they're crocheting or they're sewing or something, that they can bring it out there and we can meet and maybe help them out and get them on the right track. To get people to come in and see and do the historical stuff. And we're going to try to concentrate a lot on the kids this year because we have it's in Irwin, they have the music there and they're teaching the kids music. And I thought it would be kind of nice if we could do some concerts at the cabin for the kids to be in front of people and just have them on the porch and, get them to sit out there and do little concerts with their musical instruments that they're learning to play. I thought that would be good. Our next thing will be Easter, so we're probably doing the golden eggs. We hid them last year. We had little riddles, and we had a really good outcome of that because we had a lot of people hunting for the eggs and waiting for the next one to come out. So we're going to try to do that again. And whoever finds the eggs gets a special treat when they come out there. So we're going to try to do that, and that gets more people involved and gets more people out. So that's what we're doing right now.
Okay. Thank you, Lisa, for all your hard work. Okay. Planning Commission, that'd be you one.
Okay. Town of Unicoi Planning Commission met on February 3rd, 2025. Under new business was consideration discussion of rezone request for 123 and 125 Honeycutt Road, tax map 008, partial 144.02, to be changed from R2 to R1, A1. The board voted unanimously to approve the request. There was also a discussion only of how many feet apart for signs to be placed next to the Town of Unicoi sign off Unicoi Drive. It was decided by the board that it will be put on the agenda for next month's meeting in March. There was also a citizen's comment that was sent in regards to the Buffalo Valley property, motel property. Our town attorney updated the information to them. There was also no BZA meeting in December, lack of no agenda items.
Thank you. Okay, Amber, do you want to do the kitchen?
Yes, sir. So in January, the kitchen was rented for 155.5 hours, 4 processing members. The active member count was 27. One client was active, like they had joined the kitchen last year, but they never paid any deposits or anything, so they were made inactive. Hopefully they'll come back in the future, but for right now, they're not joining. I gave 2 tours last month in January. The clients who use the kitchen were Chef Ariel Adams, Carrie's Creamery, Comfort Foods, and Unicoi Bertan. The year-to-year comparison from January 2025, January 2024, there were no classes, but their hours rented were stuff not corrected. 4 processing clients, 155 hours. Last year in January, there were 38 hours rented. So we're in the numbers where year 4 is roughly about 2,225 in hourly booking revenue. We have 11 storage clients. Storage revenue was $1,050. Fee revenue was $270, and then fee revenue, of course, is the application, training, food truck, outside facility use. This came mostly from cancellation fees. That's where that came from. There was 1 food truck deposit of $150, and then a monthly food truck revenue of $30. Total revenue, $3,725.52, and that includes any manual deposit as well. So notes from January, the ThermoWorks data sensor on the freezer cooler malfunctioned. It's reading about 5 degrees more than the freezer actually is. So I get those sensors to my phone, so that can cause concern if, it's middle of the night and it's saying it's higher than it is. So we're looking at updating the wires instead of the entire system. And I'll have some quotes for that coming soon. Cook's Mechanical previously recommended a suction liner and door closer replacement to be updated whenever springtime starts getting warmer. And then we have talked about the possibility of getting an intern, so we'll hopefully get to interview them soon. They would help mostly with clerical tasks over there in the kitchen. And then the MHK Advisory Committee on March 10th. And so the advisory committee, they'll be assisting with requests for proposals, getting classes up and running. And so really helpful in giving me suggestions on how to help navigate who to contact, different types of events. So any questions on the kitchen?
Well, I would like to say that Seth and Amber's gonna be working on a new program over there, like she mentioned, so that'll possibly open up another door for the kitchen there. And, let's see, Amber, on the Parks and Recreation.
So I found roadmap. We'll do just a basic street map, but that's what it would be, just a street map. The work that I do on that street map and then turn it into like a tourist type map where visitors can see some of the attractions as well. The event calendar is on the website, including the Buffalo Valley events. We have dates set for some of the smaller events, including community yard sale. I'm working with Jeremy, the Unaka Mountain Car Club, on possibly getting a car show in the area right out here for the summer months. And Tenacity Art Gallery would be interested in using the conference room to do an art fair at the same time. So you have art going on and a car show going on, so good fun for everyone. Updates on the Strawberry Festival, it'll be on May 17th. The school board is approving the use of the grounds this month at their meeting. We have sponsorship and vendor applications active. We have at least 15 vendors already, if not more. Sponsorships right now are at $2,900. We have had more inquiries about volunteer opportunities, so that's fantastic. We're planning to have t-shirts ready to deliver no later than May 2nd. A lot of sponsors in the past have complained that they weren't given the shirts until the day of the festival, so we want to make sure they have the t-shirts before the festival so they can wear them and advertise the event. And we have had several inquiries on bands. I have a list of the bands here that are good with price range, just somewhere if you want them. I believe since it is a larger amount that the board would need to approve them. So however we need to do that, Seth, I have a list ready for you guys at that time. For Freedom Fest, it's going to be on July 4th, which is Friday. Next year is the 250th year anniversary of America. So while we're working on Freedom Fest this year, I'm going to be planning and thinking on how to do it bigger and better next year for the 250 celebration. Calvary Church in Irwin, as part of Holston Baptist Association, has tentatively agreed to allow or come out to Freedom Fest with their block party trailer, which would give more activities for kids and families at no cost. So it would be some inflatables, maybe cotton candy, snow cones, stuff like that. So the church group would run it, and then if space and time permitting, it just gives more opportunity other than just the music. And I'm hoping to get more sponsors also to increase the revenue stream for Freedom Fest, maybe one large sponsor for those fireworks. And last year, people asked to buy town merchandise, so we're hoping to just bring whatever merch we have there so people can buy that as well.
Okay.
And Amber's been working hard on this. We're gonna have the fireworks in the schoolyard this
Yes,
year.
we are.
They're coming back where everybody can see them. We've been working on the lot that the town owns between Tennessee Street and Massachusetts. We're gonna make it a whole lot easier for people to access the schoolyard. That's gonna help. So we've done that. We're actually gonna have road maps of Unicorn. Where somebody says, where's such and so road? Here's your map. Okay, forever, people have been asking that. So we're gonna do that, and we're real excited about having the car shows out here on Friday night. And we're gonna try to get some food vendors, and like I said, have this open, and we've got the pavilion, we've got the paved parking lot. We're easy to get to, and I think that we're gonna get people where they know where Unicorn's at. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's see, Amber, you're up again. Let's see, let's see on communications. You got that?
Yep, I just did that with the. Parks
Okay,
and Rec.
I thought so. Police department.
Since September 1st, police department's entered a total of 153 officers. And we have issued so far since the first 18 total traffic enforcement citations.
Okay, Seth, you want to do court report?
Yeah, for the court report, for the month of January, there was 8 total cases that were heard. The court fines for the citation portion was $85. There was 14 payments for tickets in January, totaling $640 in net court cost, and $165 in litigation tax remitted to the state of Tennessee. That concludes the court report.
Okay. Recorder report.
So for the recorder's report, the first thing I would like to say, I know Mr. Anderson's not here anymore, but I have been in contact with TEMA regarding the road situation down 107 and down Unicoi Drive. I mean, it's a residual effect of the hurricane. So I understand, we totally all understand that this road's getting just totally demolished. So it's being addressed, and the town shouldn't have to foot the bill to pay for something that some trucks are coming through here just with disregard of the town. So I have been in contact with TEMA regarding getting some funding for the roads. I've not made any headway yet. It's a long process, as you know, but we do know that expense will be coming up. Massachusetts is going back for rebid March the 6th at 10 a.m. at Town Hall. We've had a little different approach now. I was given permission to do some back channeling with different contractors. I've met with 10 so far. I've rode down the Massachusetts road probably 6 times with certain contractors that have looked at the job. A lot of, the engineering firm does their job, what they're supposed to do, but they put all the jobs out for bid on a certain website, and the contractors have to know about this website. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I don't know many contractors that are looking for websites for jobs. So we've done a lot of word of mouth, Kevin and I. And we've got that job out there more. And so I know of at least 3 bids that we'll have this time, which is good because Summers Taylor's was the only one on the last bid, and it was quite a bit more than what the town had budgeted. So there are prospective bidders this time, and I'm canvassing the vote currently as we approach that March 6th deadline. And like I said, that'll be March the 6th at 10 a.m. at Town Hall. So just keep that on your calendar there. Tomorrow we have a CD that's maturing, and so I'll be calling different financial institutions to see who has the best interest rate for that renewal. We have a little bit of a grace period there, but it's currently drawing 4.07%, which is pretty good. And there'll be a time not too long, I would say, where interest will go back to 0.69 or something, like it was for a while there. So we've got to take advantage of that while we can. So that's certainly on the docket. Our First Horizon CD is $130,000 in principal. It's drawing 5.1%. It goes through April of 2025. And then the money market account there is drawing 3.01%, and that the interest going from the CD at First Horizon is going directly to the money market account. Our LGIP interest rate, which is our local government entity partners, that's where we have our ARPA funds for the Massachusetts project and things like that. It's an investment account there that can be withdrawn at any time. The interest rate dropped from 4.56% in December to 4.42% in January, so it's pretty marginal there. But they do fluctuate with the market, that LGIP rate. So there'll come a time where I'm sure we'll have to look at doing something else with those funds. But that concludes my reporter's report.
Okay. Now, that's the financial report.
That ain't that.
Okay.
So getting a little numbers, I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to numbers, and data analysis is one of my favorite things to do. And I'll get deeper in the woods as I go along. I'm fighting a lot of fires right now trying to put out, but a couple of things I want to mention is our general fund for January of 2025. Our revenue was $171,350. Our expenses were $55,767, which means in January, the town had a net income of $115,583, which is really good. Pretty impressed with that. And then I'm going to give you a little bit of numbers to kind of dive into that a little bit. I'm sorry if you guys are wanting to be out here pretty quick, but just another minute or two, I promise I'll get. What's basically constituting that big jump in revenue is sales tax. So 75% of all town revenue comes directly from state sales tax that we're given. 5% is from beer tax, 6% is from the fuel tax, and 4% is from our investment income. So that's kind of what the town gets its money for right there. And then if you look at our expenses, which, we did well with our net income, 5% of our expenses go to legislative fees, 5% to legal fees, 21% to operational fees, 3% to the town hall functionality, 2% to the emergency annex, 2% to the tourist information center building, 31% to the police department, 22% to maintenance and roads, but it's kind of a lesson because we have ARPA funds that cover 79% of that maintenance cost. So it's really a net of 5% is what our maintenance constituted for January 25. 14% for Parks and Rec, and then we have 8% of our expenses are for our sewer note. That was for our general fund, so we did well in January there. Year to date, our net income is $284,619. So that's all revenues minus your expenses is your net income. So we're in the black operational, doing well as a town fiscally, thanks to the good leadership of the board of mayor and aldermen. We try to be as fiscally conservative as we can with the money that's generated in the town so that we can reinvest it and making sure that you guys have a great place to live. Then the Mountain Harvest Kitchen, our revenues for January were $3,762. Their expenses were $9,328, which meant we were negative $5,566 in January. But like the mayor talked about, we're going to target pretty heavily marketing the kitchen because it's a beautiful facility. There's a lot of uses that could be done there for sure. So we're going to make a more targeted marketing campaign toward promoting that so that we get it back in the black. That's Mark's mission. He's already said that's his baby, taking it on. So that will conclude my financial report.
Okay. Is there any discussion on that? Have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second. Cliff?
Just a couple quick announcements real quick. I already told you about. Oh, I didn't even realize you guys had voted on that. Let's get to the next thing. Alderman Day.
Yes.
Alderman Lemon.
Yes.
Alderman Phillips.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Radford.
Yes.
Mayor McIntyre.
Yes.
Now I'll go back to the announcements. So like I already mentioned, on March the 6th, that's a Thursday at 10 a.m. I know we usually do it here, but there's a conflict scheduled that day. At 10 a.m., Town Hall will open those bids for Massachusetts Avenue. We hope to have a really good turnout of bidders this time. especially since we've been canvassing the vote pretty good. And the public's invited to attend as well to see kind of what the process is if you'd like. The next planning commission meeting will be on Monday, March the 3rd, 2025 at 5:30, and that'll be here. And then the next BMA meeting will be on Monday, March the 17th, St. Patrick's Day, so wear your green or you'll get pinched. That's what Kevin said, Lee. And that'll be here as well. So that's all I got.
Okay. Anybody like to say anything?
Just want to say thank you, Andrew, for the email and for the invite. I'm Steve Hendricks. I'm the county commissioner from the 3rd district. Appreciated the invite for last month's meeting. My daughter had her last junior varsity basketball game, and so I could not miss that for the world. And so thank you all for the invite. I look forward to working with all of you all as representatives of the county.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
And I'd like to compliment on Seth here. He's a real go-getter. We're lucky to have him. We don't want to brag on him too much because he might goof up, but he's really, I mean, our finances are in good hands, and we're doing a lot of turnaround. We're doing a lot of changes here, and the attitude's good. We're headed in the right direction. But I thank y'all for being here, and anytime you need anything, we're not hid away. Yeah. Okay. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
Motion to adjourn.
Alderman Day.
Yes.
Alderman Lemon.
Yes.
Alderman Phillips.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Radford.
Yes.
Mayor McIntyre.
Yes.
Adjourn.
I was having so much fun, I didn't want to stop.